Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with SaraBanta. I'm a busy wife, mom of 3, and an NANP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the multi-award-winning Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative, natural, scalar-enhanced supplements to optimize your health. And this podcast isn't just about information. It's a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, regardless of where you are at this moment. And this podcast is the springboard to learning, and the free group coaching on Telegram is where we continue learning together. You can ask your questions. I post tips and tools to deepen your health and keep you motivated in moving forward. So here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests. Hot topic issues like this one in the news every Friday to keep things interesting, and then followed with the free group coaching on Telegram. So all of the details are on my website at SaraBantaHealth.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're a little nervous about those detox flu symptoms, or is it going to be too stringent and you're going to be hangry and hungry and all those things? Well, I've created over 10 unique, easy detox cleanse programs without the side effects to help you reset your body while feeling great. You're not hungry. I don't starve you. You eat real food. Just take the detox quiz. The link is on the website to find which one is right for you. And if you're not ready for a full cleanse, but you want to start with some supplements and don't know where to start, complete the health goals form for your free supplement protocol on the website, SaraBantaHealth.com, and you will find personalized protocol that I do personally for you. Just by taking a few steps forward with your health, you truly are going to change your life. And the difference is I'm here to help you at every step of the way. Oh my goodness, I couldn't be more excited that iodine deficiency is back in the news. According to The Economist magazine and the Washington Post, everyone is talking about it. Finally, the world is waking up. And you've got to go back and listen to all of my podcasts, read all of my articles on iodine, the importance of it, the crisis, the podcast with Dr. Brownstein. We have been screaming about this, and finally the world is waking up. 100 years ago, much of North America dealt with a serious health issue known as the Goiter belt. Have you heard of that? Because there wasn't enough natural iodine in the soil and water, diets were iodine poor, people developed visible swelling around their neck to enlarged thyroid glands. That's where your thyroid is. This wasn't just about cosmetic. It signaled a deep health crisis. And even the Washington Post is recognizing that iodine is essential for the thyroid to function properly, producing the hormones that regulate your metabolism, support critical aspects of cognitive development. And without enough of it, physically and mentally, you're going to suffer. And you might get that goiter. Well, fast forward to today. We're seeing a resurgence in iodine deficiency thanks to the dietary changes and processed foods, the lack of education, and just general complacency. And unfortunately, the health effects of low iodine intake go far beyond this neck swelling. It impacts everything from your energy, your brain, your metabolism, weight gain, and especially for pregnant women and our children, insufficient iodine during pregnancy can lead to miscarriages, stillbirths, babies born with lower IQs, and developmental delays. We've talked about fluoride in the water has increased, and they've connected that to low IQ. Well, fluoride displaces iodine. Imagine that. So this is a huge issue, but the good news is the world is waking up. So what is the history of this? In the 1920s, up to 100% of school children in some parts of Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin had goiters. This is the Goiter belt. In Michigan alone, 31% of men were deemed unfit for military service due to goiters so large they couldn't button their uniforms around their neck. This crisis was bad enough that by the 1920s, health experts began to recommend iodizing salt. That's why we have iodized salt, a food product almost everyone consumes regularly, so they thought it was an easy and effective solution, which it was. By 1924, iodized salt had become standard across the US, and within 2 decades, goiters had nearly vanished. It's crazy, right? Just a blanket, let's just add it in, and it corrected the problem. But over the years, iodized salt has slowly slipped out of the spotlight, and less than half of the table salt in the US is iodized. But that's not the only issue. On top of that, much of it is packed with microplastics, which can block the nutrient absorption, including iodine. So here you're taking in microplastics, and we've talked about microplastics. It's inhibiting the absorption of all nutrients, including the iodine. And with 70% of the American diet relying on processed foods made with those refined salts that lack any nutrients beyond sodium, it's no wonder that we're missing out. So fewer people are drinking dairy milk or eating fish nowadays, two of the best natural sources of iodine. And most plant-based milks alternatives are not fortified with iodine, and there's a whole bunch of other junk in there. You might be better off actually drinking the dairy. That's a whole nother podcast. However, to make things worse, the fish and the sea vegetables like kelp that are high in iodine are often contaminated with heavy metals and radiation from the sea that can actually interfere with the iodine absorption and add to our body's toxic load, making things worse, backing up our liver. We talk a lot about our liver, and guess what? The iodine helps with the liver. This baggage of changes has quietly opened the door for iodine deficiency to sneak back into our lives. And the problem is global. It's not just in the US. According to a recent study, more than 5 billion people, almost 70% of the world's population, are not getting enough iodine. And that's the minimal dosage. That's not even the dosage that I'm recommending. While this is more common in regions with low natural iodine, it's also an issue in developed countries like those in Europe, where only 40% have mandatory salt iodinizing policies. The UK, for example, doesn't typically do that iodized salt, and public awareness around iodine's importance is not high. And thank God we're actually talking about it in the US now, right? Okay, so why is it so important? Not only is the source going down, right? The consumption is going down. We don't have it in our salts anymore. We don't have it in our soils, but the need for it is up. This is why we are in such a crisis. So we need that iodine for so many reasons, not just goiters, but for cell membrane health. At the cellular level, iodine is essential for the stability and the energy production for that membrane, which is the brain of every single cell in the body. It binds with unstable fats, forming iodolipid values. Those iodolipids are iodine and fat, right? So you need fat, the good fats, and the iodine to allow the nutrients into every cell and the toxins out of every cell. The heavy metals, the mercury, the halogens, the radiation. Without iodine, the toxins linger, leading to reduced cellular activity, that ATP, and the formation of excess fats just to store the toxins. So when you eat toxins, and they don't even have calories in them, what does your body do with them? Stores them in your fat cells. So even without those calories, you might be gaining unexplained weight, and it's lowering your ATP, lowering your cellular energy without that iodine. You also need iodine for the thyroid hormones, right? It's indispensable. It helps produce the hormones like T3, T4, and T2, which is that fat burning hormone. And that stands for tyrosine and 2, 3, and 4 molecules of iodine. How do you have thyroid hormones without iodine? It regulates the metabolism, energy levels, even processes or helps manage fat and blood sugar. Without enough iodine, we risk everything from a sluggish metabolism, weight gain, hormonal imbalances that can contribute to things like estrogen dominance, which is really rampant now in men and women, PCOS, fibroids. I've talked about this in my own family, and that has been a resurgence over the last 5 years because of the pandemic. There is this huge estrogen dominance, low progesterone, low testosterone hormonal imbalance that we're fighting, men and women, and iodine is key. So what else does it do? It increases that ATP inside the cell, inside the mitochondria. We are only as healthy as our mitochondria. And the number one cause for mitochondrial failure, iodine deficiency. More ATP means more cellular energy, which supports everything from brain to physical vitality. It detoxifies all of the toxins that we are being bombarded with, way more than when it was in the goiter belt issues in the 1920s. We have the halogens like chlorine, fluoride, bromine. All of these things are competing with iodine. They are in the same column, the halogens, on that periodic table. Go back to chemistry class. They all look the same. Even on your blood test, that T4 could be a false red flag, and that 4 could be molecules of bromide and not even iodine, and your doctor doesn't know it. So the iodine helps flush these toxins out, right? It helps with that hormonal balance, like I was telling you. It helps the liver's detoxification pathways, super important for cleansing the blood so the liver can do its job, which is where the body processes excess estrogens, the bad estrogens. This is crucial for that estrogen dominance. And that's linked to mood swings, fibroids, infertility. Gosh, our infertility issues have skyrocketed, right? PMS symptoms have gotten so much worse. Menopausal symptoms have gotten so much worse. Iodine is needed for heart and brain health. So the thyroid function improves with iodine, which supports the heart and cognitive function. Did you know low iodine and low thyroid can actually cause cholesterol levels to go up without changing your diet? So many of you have come to me saying, Sara, I've not changed my diet. My cholesterol has gone up. Why? Well, could be iodine. Low iodine leads to slower brain circulation, impacting memory, mood, overall mental clarity. Studies show that iodine can help improve brain function by eliminating parasites in the gut, which actually consume your serotonin. Did you know that? And that is the mood stabilizing neurotransmitter. The number one cause of depression, iodine deficiency. If you're on an antidepressant, increase your iodine, increase your thyroid by using natural supplements like the Accelerate Iodine and Accelerated Thyroid, and I bet your doctor can get you off your antidepressant. It is also needed as an antioxidant, and it hydrates the cells even without water. Iodine works as that powerful antioxidant. It is the most powerful antioxidant out there, and it helps cells manage that oxidative stress by neutralizing free radicals and promoting that cellular hydration. And antioxidants are needed for anti-aging. Who's not wanting to anti-age, right? And then, of course, it helps with the EMF protections. And who is not holding onto their cell phone right now? Even if you're watching this on a computer, you probably have your cell phone within reach. We are attached to our cell phones that are full of EMFs, and that radiation is causing blood sugar dysregulation, insulin resistance, scrambling our brain. We need iodine to negate those effects. So in our world today, we honestly need a lot more iodine than they did back in the 1920s. Why? Well, we've got iodine disruptors from the fluoride, the bromide, all of that in our drinking water, the chlorine, the PFAs. All of these chemicals compete with iodine, blocking our thyroid from absorbing them. And without enough iodine, these disruptors settle into those iodine receptor sites. They all fit into the same little hole there. And without enough iodine, Our thyroid functions hijacked, slowing down our metabolism and setting the stage for chronic disease across the board. And like I said, fluoride in the water has been a hot topic. You're even seeing it in the new administration from RFK talking about one of his goals is to get fluoride out of the water. Mercola's talking about it. Andrew Huberman's talking about it. It is finally coming out that fluoride is not good for our teeth or our bodies. And this is a great thing for us. But right now, it's everywhere. And also something that you don't know, even if you've got a really expensive water filter on your house or your drinking water, fluoride is the hardest one to get out of. And if that water is hot, the fluoride just gets right through the filter and you're still consuming it. Maybe you're taking a shower with fluoridated water. You're not drinking it, but you're taking a shower. You're scrubbing the water into your body. It's getting into your system. Then you have the endocrine disruptors like the BPAs, and maybe you're drinking out of a plastic bottle that says BPA free. Well, there's other toxins that they're using to make that plastic hard, even if they're not using the BPAs. You've got the pesticides, the industrial chemicals. All of those things throw our hormones out of whack. They increase estrogen dominance, hypothyroidism, weaken the mitochondrial function, and that makes us need more iodine. Okay, the heavy metals, lead and mercury. When I was at my rock bottom and I did a metals test, literally lead, mercury, and aluminum were not even on the chart. They were off the page. My levels were so high and I felt crazy because I had so many metals in my brain. They can lead to damage throughout the body, interfere with thyroid hormone production, and the iodine can help protect against this by ensuring the thyroid hormones can function effectively and kick out those toxins. You've got the PFCs in non-stickwear, waterproof fabrics. They disrupt the thyroid hormones as well, the radiation we've talked about, and chronic stress. Imagine that. We are all under this increased perceived stress and it depletes our iodine stores. So the body burns through the iodine to fuel stress hormone production. Did you know that? You need your iodine to take on that extra stress, and you need extra salt. Then we have that spike protein, and that is causing a whole heck of a lot of issues in the body, and that iodine is needed. It has antiviral properties, and that can help lower the oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and support the detox pathways. Then you've got the unsaturated fats, the harmful ones, right? The PUFAs. They block nutrient absorption and impair thyroid hormone activity. And that is where the iodine is key for getting these fats out of the body quicker. The canola oil, the seed oils, those are disrupting your mitochondrial function, causing weight gain, all these issues, and they can be staying in your body for up to 7 years. Iodine will help get them out faster. Why? Because of that iodolipid value on the cell membrane. You've got the endotoxins. These are triggering inflammation throughout the body, causing leaky gut, insulin resistance, and all of those things suppress thyroid function. So you need more iodine. Then your liver. Your liver is working so hard with all the things that we've talked about. And I've told you about my liver story. My enzymes were through the roof because of exposure. And now I'm using that iodine, high dosing, to cleanse the liver and balance things out and help with that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease that so many of you are suffering from, and helping the detox pathways. It helps purify that blood so the liver can do its job. Now, you want to use the accelerated liver care for that liver support as well, to really cleanse that liver and rebuild it. So those two go together, the accelerated liver care with the accelerated iodine that we'll talk about in a minute. Now, you want to be high dosing the iodine because of all of these things. And why are doctors hesitant, right? Well, let's look at the history. Back in 1917, Dr. David Marine proved iodine's power to reverse goiters when he gave 2,000 schoolgirls an impressive dose of over 18,000 micrograms daily for 2.5 years, showing remarkable success. And this study led to the introduction of the iodized salt. Now, there were no negative side effects. Now, fast forward to 2003, Dr. Zhang's research found that potassium iodide could shrink lung cancer tumors in mice. The study used 100,000 micrograms daily for 20 days, about 50 times the amount recommended in the 1948 study. Okay, in 60 days, these high iodine doses significantly decreased the tumor size. Then you've got Dr. Gates' 1993 study gave 5,000 micrograms of iodine daily to over 1,300 patients, showing that iodine could reverse fibrocystic breast disease without any signs of hypothyroidism. These doses are way higher than the RDAs. And then, of course, we've got the Iodine Project from 1997 to 2005, led by Abraham and Brownstein, who has been on Accelerated Health podcast, and Fletches. And they pushed the iodine supplement even further. They gave 4,000 patients between 12,500 and 100,000 micrograms daily, and their results were groundbreaking. Only 3 patients had mild adverse reactions due to the fillers rather than the iodine. And if you are having any side effects from iodine, it's probably from the other ingredients or the heavy metals or radiation that iodine is sourced from. So we are wrong, or those doctors are wrong when they are saying don't supplement with iodine or don't high dose with your iodine. It is needed more than ever. So when it comes to iodine supplementation, quality is everything. I've talked a lot about the quality at Accelerated Health Products, and all of our products were so rigid and stringent with our studies. Most iodine supplements come from those contaminated sources or contain iodine bound to other molecules like potassium iodide or sodium iodide. In these forms, your body has to break down that iodine, and your body's already weak, right? The mitochondria is suffering, and that can be inefficient, causing your immune system to be taxed, and then also only getting about 10 to 20% absorption. That's where Accelerating Iodine comes in. It's the only pure, natural, singlet atom of iodine, I-, that's suspended in alcohol and enhanced with scalar frequency. No other iodine supplement does this. And because it's a single unbound atom of iodine, it offers that close to 100% bioavailability, and that is fully absorbed and utilized throughout the body. It is in the form that is absorbed by the thyroid, by the breast tissues, by every cell in the body. Iodine deficiency may feel like a thing of the past, but it's still an issue that is affecting us more than ever. And our bodies are being taxed from the need is increasing and the supply is decreasing. Go back to econ class, supply and demand, right? Well, it goes along with the same lines of this. So the accelerating iodine and then that accelerated liver care are so important for your detox pathways, cleansing the blood, using it for that cell membrane health to get the toxins out, the nutrients in, to help with that brain, to help with the weight management, to help with everything that we've talked about, every function of your body, whether it's working out at the gym or just thinking and being able to manage your mood around your kids and your husband, to your workload at your job, all of these things. And our children need it too. Our children need it because during pregnancy and during puberty, you have more apoptosis going on in the body, more cellular turnover, and iodine helps with apoptosis. So thanks for listening. I'm so glad this is finally in the news. Our discussion on this does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost in the supplement world, I'm here to help. Just start by getting your free supplement protocol. Head to SaraBantaHealth.com. Complete the form and I will personally send you your own personalized protocol. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products and join the free group coaching on Telegram. There's no downside. I answer your questions. I post insights every single day. And you can find this podcast and all of my podcasts at Accelerated Health with Sara Banta on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, E360, YouTube, and over 100 different platforms. Make sure you go back and listen to the ones on the iodine crisis and what iodine does for your body, and my interview with Dr. David Brownstein. And share this podcast. Everyone needs it. Everybody needs iodine. You can use the coupon podcast10 on the website for your first order. Remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.